Hello, guys, welcome back. I'm Ansel, and this time we're talking about a Spider-Gwen number 32. So, this book has been going on alongside so many ups and downs so far that I find it inconsistent in its level of quality, and that makes me feel usually inconsistent about whether I like it or not. For example, we are right now, this issue deals with or tries to give us a resolution to the whole Venom Gwen situation, or Venom as some people have come to call it. Um, and it is happening. I feel like it is happening to a very fast pace, and right after an arc that had not much to do with this situation with Venom, because we were dealing with some Watchers in an alternate realities, and new alternate reality with a Council of Winds. I mean, don't get me wrong, this concept of a Council of Winds, I think it is nice. These two Watchers were extremely funny to read. But all of that situation was also happened too fast, happened out of nowhere between the fight of Gwen against Matt Murdock, and the fight between Gwen and herself. So it's like they hit the pause button. Then we had all these crazy shenanigans going on somewhere in the multiverse, and then we're back to what to the story we left, and it gets resolved too quickly. I mean, it feels weird because it's like they rushed it a little bit because they had like if they didn't have much time to close it properly. But then again, if they didn't have much time, it's because they used that time for that weird filler interlude in the story. So that's what I'm trying to say. That there have been so many choices in their own that made me feel like they don't really know what to do with this premise anymore. But at the same time, there have been some choices that have been really good, really nice, really creative, and that I really enjoyed. So yeah, I'm ambivalent here. I don't know whether I like it more than I dislike it, or the other way around. So yeah, well, talking a little more about what happens here. Okay, so Gwen has made a choice about how to deal with her new life, how to deal with the symbiote or symbiote, or whatever it is called now. I'm pretty sure that the movie version won't be canon ever, but that debate is another story. So she makes a choice, and now that thing is over. I mean, that's another weird thing. It happened too fast. But I like the contrast of how she is seeing herself as a reflection of what happened to Matt Murdock in this universe. We know that in 616 Marvel, Matt Murdock is a hero, is a superhero, and he is a sworn enemy of the Hand. But in here, he is a sworn leader of the Hand. But we have come to learn that he has become this leader not because he really wanted that for himself, just because in this universe, um, he was pushed to some extreme situations, and he was pushed to make some very hard choices, and he went what at the time seemed the easy way for him to survive. So he has focused on surviving in a style that you could call something like the end justifying the means. So when is seeing herself as somewhat in the in a very similar position. Someone that right now she could very well make the same choices this Matt Murdock did and become a villain or become some kind of anti-villain or something like that. But she decides to be different, and this contrast um, is very well put together against Matt Murdock dealing with the consequences of his life. But here again, once again in between an up and a down. I mean, what I just described, I think is good. I think it was a very nice touch in the story. But Matt Murdock dealing with these consequences is also very rushed in here. He is on top, and then he's falling down, and then he's fighting back against this falling down, and then I don't know if he will stay down or rise up again. But that happened like in 2 or 3 pages when we could have gotten more of it and understanding more about why he's doing what he's doing and why precisely. I mean, we have seen some glimpses of this, but we don't really know exactly what he wanted to do with Gwen in detail, why he chose her, and why he wanted her. If Gwen is right, why he wanted her to be like him. Maybe is one of these things like what the Joker tried to do in the Dark Knight movie, where he wanted to prove that under certain circumstances, everyone can become as crazy as him. Maybe he hates himself so much in this universe that he really wanted someone um, to be turned to this kind of life like he did. So, like to prove himself or to prove somebody that under the same circumstances, someone could have done the same. So, okay, and here I am again in an up. I just said that I think it was too rushed. The way they handle this Matt Murdock's internal struggle, but this relationship between him and Gwen Stacy has come to a point where I actually love it. I mean, it has been very well prepared, at least that part. So, in summary, uh, we have a story, an arc, and a comic book that has become something like a wave function. I mean, it's up here sometimes, then it's down here. So it's like sometimes it's good, sometimes it's questionable, to say the least. So because of this, I have to average things out with a little bit of positivism, optimism. I'm gonna have to give it 3 Venoms out of 5 because I mean I'm saying I could give it precisely 2.5 to represent that I mostly like half of everything that happens, but I'm gonna give it a little more on the plus side because overall I've been having fun, and I think, or at the very least, I do believe that the book still can stay on the ups more than it can stay on the downs. So, what do you think of this book? Where do you think it has come? I mean, it started as a very interesting premise, like one of those things that in a meeting everyone was like, "Hey, what if? I mean, what if instead of Peter getting beaten by by the spider, it is Gwen, you know, like and a Spider-Man, if you will?" And then everyone was like, "Oh my god, that's freaking awesome!" So yeah, it started like that, but it was surprisingly very interesting. But as I described before, it has been going through some changes, through some growing pains. But I still believe that it can hold its own in the future of Marvel Comics. So, well, that's my opinion. I want to hear about yours. What do you think? If you like any version of Win, click the like button. And thank you guys for watching. And I don't know if you can see that I don't have my usual energy. I am extremely tired. But that doesn't matter. I love comics. So I'll see you guys next time.